Hi, I'm Jasmine. We met over the phone.
Yeah, and I'm Kylan.
Awesome. And you're Thomas's.
I'm his family friend.
Okay. How was your drive to the office?
It was pretty nice. It was pretty smooth.
Okay. You didn't run into any traffic?
Nah, not so much.
Okay, well,
Today.
that's not too bad. I know 380 can be kind of crazy sometimes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So when we were on the phone, we discussed some of Thomas's records. We went over his academic and ABA records. We kind of reiterated that he faded out of the school system when he was 21 years old. Uh, he had a pretty neutral stance towards his classes, didn't necessarily prefer or hate any of his classes. Um, for his behavior analytic services. He's been getting them since he was 3, you said. And they mainly, throughout his life, have been just targeting the increase of expressive communication and decrease of self-injurious behaviors. Okay, awesome. Well, today is October 19th, and I am interviewing you, Kylan. So can you tell me a little bit about Thomas and like what his communication and language abilities look like?
I mean, for the most part, when I'm talking to Thomas, like he understands through a different way, and he he's very direct with what he wants, and I've been close with him, so I kind of pick up on what he like is trying to say.
Okay, so he can be a little bit cryptic when he's around people he knows.
Yeah, yeah, I say.
Okay. Does he speak in full sentences or, like 1 to 2 words at a time, maybe just one sentence at a time?
It'll be like maybe one sentence at a time.
Okay.
Like nothing too much. Like not really much of a talkative guy,
Yeah.
but he does get his point across.
Well, that's all we need sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, he really likes to be direct what he says.
So what kind of activities does he like to engage in?
Man, he really likes trains, and he likes to like watch them go by. He likes hearing the sounds. I guess it's like the like a ASMR kind of smooth setting.
Yeah.
That gives his calm his mind. You know, he does like get stressed out a lot, so he does like tune in to like live streaming of trains. I might catch him like watching some trains.
Cool. So does he like to do most of this alone, or is he okay with family and friends being around with him?
I mean, I think he likes doing it alone, but like if he sees someone, like he'll be like, hey, hey, like he might point to, like there's a train, or like, he
Okay.
might get really excited around like other people.
Okay. And just real quick before we move on, does Thomas take any medications that you know of?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Do you know how many?
Um, I mean, I see him maybe once a day. Like I see
Okay.
him take time of day.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So let's go ahead and dive into the problem behaviors that brought me to talk to you today. So what are the problem behaviors that you've observed so far?
I mean, when I've seen him, I've seen like some head banging, and then he might hit himself with his hands.
Okay.
Bring harm.
I see. Yeah. So he has some self-injurious behaviors. Anything else?
I mean, it would be like a lot of shouting, a lot of like loud noises, and I mean, he'd be very self-injurious, and he can bring self-injuries to himself.
Okay. So whenever he is hitting his head, banging his head, like what does it typically look like?
I mean, it would like maybe to where he would probably like bruise himself.
Okay.
Like he would feel it like he does some damage basically.
Okay.
And it's just like he doesn't stop. He doesn't know how to stop.
Okay. Does he have a preference of a hand? Does he use just one, both?
Yeah, like he'll mostly like if it's really bad, he'll use both.
Okay.
But like it's go like if it's maybe like something like he'd be like angry, like he wouldn't do it as hard. Like his right hand.
Awesome. Okay, that's really helpful. Um, which problem behavior concerns you the most?
I mean, definitely the head banging,
Okay.
because that those are more severe when he does it.
Okay. So you'd say that the head banging is more severe than the hitting.
Yeah.
Okay. And to follow that, do you have like a second and third rating for concerning behaviors?
Mm, I mean, probably second would probably be the biting. Sometimes he does
Okay.
bite.
So he does have some physical aggression too.
Yeah, yeah. There's some
Okay.
physical aggression, especially when he's frustrated.
Okay. All right. Do you have a number 3 most concerning or not too bad?
I mean, sometimes he does headbutt. Like I've seen him headbutt sometimes.
Okay. Okay. So out of these 3 that were the most concerning behaviors to you, is there anything in particular that led you to rating these as the 3 most concerning behaviors?
Um, sorry. Like, what do you mean? Like as rating?
So you listed 3 of his problem behaviors. What particularly made you say that they're the most concerning?
I mean, well, I chose these because these are like his most common. Like what I've seen him do the most.
Okay.
Like from my view. I mean, I have heard of him. Like he has some like scratching people. I have seen him scratch people. Like from family members. That's what they've said. What they've told
Okay.
me. But I haven't personally seen him do it. But those like that's why I have those in my 3 because of the common ones I see.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about some of these intensities of the behaviors. What is the highest intensity behavior that you have seen, and how bad did that intensity get?
And maybe the worst was when we didn't have access. He didn't have access to his trains. Was kind of a severe. Like we were going through a lot. Like we were going at a fast pace, and like so it was kind of an upbeat. Kind of putting the stress on him and then his environment, and he couldn't have his trains at the time.
Mm.
So it was severe with his head banging, and he started bleeding.
Okay. So, in a general sense, with both of the physical aggression and the self injury, what is the most harm that can be caused from self injury?
I mean, yeah, definitely like the bleeding
Okay.
and then the bruises. It's just like the cleanup afterwards. Like it's a lot for to just witness it. To do
Yeah.
this for him.
Yeah. It is definitely like really, really taking a toll sometimes whenever you have to help with the family and be involved in that cleanup.
Yeah.
Okay. So for physical aggression, what is the extent of harm that he's caused to others?
Well, I seen him like really like hurt someone to where we have to be like, I'm sorry, like it's just that's just how he like that's how he he might bite or something like it's
Mhm.
just something how he reacts.
Mhm.
Like it's it's not something to bring like hurt intentional like to bring harm
Yeah.
on someone else.
It's unintentional aggression.
Yeah.
Okay. What do these injuries look like for the other people?
Well, they might have some after like bite marks, like some red like not like nothing too much.
Okay, he
Like
doesn't
just
really break the skin.
Yeah, not like
Not
something.
with any of his physical aggression.
Yeah, not to where like you go to the hospital or something.
Okay. So you'd say that his self-injury is causes the most harm.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. So does any of the behaviors come in like a singular occurrence, or do they come in like clusters where he'll exhibit the behavior multiple times?
Yeah, he'll do maybe like if it gets very severe, he'll do
Okay.
numerous times, depending on how he's feeling. You know, if it's something that like just happens out of the ordinary, like that where he's surprised, something very uneventful, less un that he does a misfortunate event basically.
Okay.
If
Okay.
something was to happen, surprise him, then it wouldn't be like he might headbutt, or he might just bite, or he
Okay.
might just hit himself.
Okay. And before the behavior happens, do you ever see any like warning signs before, and it gives you some context like, oh, he's probably gonna headbang, or he's about to bite somebody?
Yeah, like well, the first time you might not see it. He'll do it. He'd be like,
Mhm.
hey, you don't have to do this. We divert him.
Mhm.
But then second time, then he'll start like tensing up.
He tenses up.
Yeah, he'll start like you can tell he wouldn't. You can tell like he's got something on his mind.
Okay.
He's about to do something.
Okay. So whenever he does tense up, what are some of the conditions in the environment, or what type of situation do you see that happening in?
Yeah, I can see definitely like a fast-paced environment.
Okay.
Where we have to get him moving, we have to get him going, and he has to be in numerous places in a certain amount of time.
Okay. Busy schedules.
Yeah.
Is there one specific environment that he particularly engages in these behaviors the most?
It definitely, probably in a home setting.
Okay.
That's where we try and keep it like to where he would do it.
You try to contain it.
Yeah, but it would be around, or it might be in like if we're moving in a car.
Okay.
Or on a bus, he'll exhibit with us.
Okay. Are there any like specific activities, non-preferred activities that he engages in the behavior?
Oh yeah, like maybe if we're out in public, like grocery shopping. He doesn't want to. He gets tired of being there for a while.
I mean, I hear that. Are there any triggers that can immediately set him off into any of these behaviors?
I mean, yeah, like loud noises.
Okay.
If you just come at him like, hey, talking loud, like surprising him.
Yeah, so it seems he really doesn't like any surprises. So would you say that breaking his routine would elicit a behavior?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if he's not on a certain schedule, like he does have his daily tasks, daily goals
Okay.
that he wants to get done.
Gotcha. And does the behaviors also occur if preferred activities aren't interrupted?
Yeah, he might get frustrated. Like he does a lot with a frustration.
Okay.
If you turn off like his trains, he'll definitely get upset.
Okay. Specifically with the trains.
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever Thomas does engage in these behaviors, how do you like to respond?
When he's not in these behaviors?
When he is.
Oh, when he is?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, like most of the time, I try and divert him.
Okay.
Like, I might put on some classical music and just like kind of calm his nerves. But like, I try and not do too much,
Okay.
Try to let him like express himself.
Okay. So you give him just a little bit more space to express himself, and you're just there for when he needs you.
Yeah.
Okay, I got that. Is there any like de-escalation strategy that the family likes to use for everybody?
I mean, everybody tries. Like the most go to like his sister might be like give him a hug,
Okay.
like tell me like okay, it's okay. But from authority, like his mom and dad, they'll probably be like, hey, don't do this, like or like calm down.
Okay.
Like they'll like tell him to relax.
So everyone in the family and friends, they all have a unique de-escalation strategy for Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So you mentioned trying to divert his behaviors with classical music. Are there any other ways that you like to distract him from engaging in the behavior before it happens?
I mean, they have a piano,
Okay.
so we try and get him on that. Where like he's more focused on that piano and trying to hit the right keys
Okay.
instead of what he was about to do, about the karate to commit.
Okay. So after discussing these behaviors that you've seen in Thomas, do you think any of it could be a form of communication?
Yeah, I think all of it is actually a form of communication.
Okay, what do you think he's
Yes.
communicating to us?
That he's just maybe angry or he just doesn't want to do something, but he's forced to do something that he doesn't want to do. Or like if he's just chilling, he'll be like, hey, like he'll watch trains and like he'll just be happy and he'll make his noises and he'll be happy.
Okay. So, whenever things don't go his way, do you see him taking any preventative measures to regain control of the situation?
Uh, I mean, in his way, yeah, like he'll make a scene,
Okay.
to gain his like to gain just that expression, his attention.
Okay, so he might not be. You did say it's unintentional aggression, unintentional self injury, and that could be one of those instances. He's just trying to get his control back.
Yeah, like he does it unintentional, so like
Okay.
he does do it like consciously. I feel sometimes.
Okay. Um, Now, moving away from communication, could any of the behavior also be self stimulatory?
Well, the way he gets the stimming,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Some of his behaviors they do get him stimming, to where he's activated.
Are there any in particular that help him stim?
I mean, well, when he's coloring, yeah, he's using his crayons and he's really into it.
Okay. Any of the problem behaviors, do they cause any self stimulation?
And not that I've seen.
Okay. And just in an overall sense, why do you think that he communicate? Why do you think he engages in the problem behaviors?
I mean, it's just like how he expresses himself.
Okay.
That's just how he unintentionally how he does things. You know, I mean, it's just how he does it.
There's been so many different scenarios and contexts that you've listed that it seems that the self injury and physical aggression is just his way of expressing himself to friends and family.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that is all like really, really helpful information. I'll get back to you whenever we make a plan for Thomas, and maybe you can come work out in the gym with him too sometime.
Oh yeah, of course.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me today.
No problem.
Have a safe drive back.
Thank you.